Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to be doing a different kind of video. I'm going to be doing a ghost stories video. If you're not into horror, then please click out of this video now. I won't mind. So without further ado, let's get started. I lived in a house from hell for 4 years, from age 11 to almost 16. There was constantly something happening. Doors flying open and shut, voices, footsteps, nothing ever stayed where you put it. I was alone there a lot because both my parents work, and I was constantly terrified. One of the most gut-level disturbing things, though, was the little girl in my bathroom. Every time I walked past my bathroom door, which was constantly since it was right outside my bedroom, I saw a little girl with blonde curled hair and a rose-colored dress. She just stood there, staring, looking like a photograph from 1905. I started keeping the door closed so I could walk by without seeing her, but she was always there when I opened it. Once I stepped in past her, I couldn't see her anymore, but I could feel her there. She scared me, but I felt really sorry for her because she was trapped there, just like me, but probably forever. As the years went by and things in the house continued to get worse, she started seeming darker. I started feeling like she wasn't really a little girl. I know there was something ugly in the house, and I felt like it was presenting this sympathetic image to me. Then I started thinking. I was completely losing my mind. One day when I was 14, I had a friend from out of town came stay with me for a week. I hadn't told her anything whatsoever about the house because I didn't think she would come if I did. Right after she got here, we were sitting in my room and she left to go to the bathroom. About a minute later, she walked in with a puzzled look on her face and said, "So, there's a little girl in your bathroom?" Um, I, yeah, she hangs out in there. Blonde hair, curls, pink dress. Yeah, that's not really a little girl, don't you? I almost threw up. I was so relieved and terrified and excited and ready to run out of the house screaming. She wouldn't use my bathroom for the rest of the week, and I started using it as little as possible without bothering my parents, who didn't want to believe me. Eventually, we moved out, and I could not have been happier. I distanced myself from it mentally as much as I could. Then, when I was 18, I took another friend on a road trip to pack up a few things I'd left in my house. My parents hadn't managed to sell it and wouldn't for 5 more years. The minute we got on the property, my friend seemed uncomfortable. When we came around the bend in the long, steep driveway, he went completely white. I could tell something was wrong, but he insisted he was okay. So we got to work. After a while, he asked to use the bathroom, and I directed him to mine. Not 20 seconds after he left, he came running back, gasping for breath, and slammed the bedroom door behind him. He started babbling about a little blonde girl who isn't really a little girl. All of a sudden, he went dead still, looked me in the eye, and very solemnly said, "She's not happy with you. You left, and you weren't supposed to." We threw whatever we could grab in 2 trips in my car, after I walked him to another bathroom and waited outside the door. And I got out at top speed. Okay, I'm going to read a few more stories. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to do an Ouija story. So if you don't like scary things again, this is probably going to be scarier than the last. Oh, it's cold. Okay, sorry. So, here we go. Me and my friends, Selena and Martha, Selena's sister Jasmine, and our common friend Emma. We five are a gang, and one day we decided to have a party at my house. At 7:30 p.m., all of us got assembled at my house. My parents had gone out for an important meeting and would return the next day. All of us had decided to have fun. Martha was the last one to come. She brought an Ouija board along with her. I asked her why. Why have you brought this with you? To which she replied, we must include them in our party as well. We partied hard, and then at 12 we decided to play with the Ouija board. Before continuing the story, I would like to tell that some of the parts will be in the form of dialogues. We placed the board on a table and lighted some candles. Selena started the session. Selena asked, is anyone there who would like to communicate with us? The board replied no. Selena said, don't hesitate to talk. The board replied no. We got bored after asking for 21 times and started watching TV, as the girls had to stay in my house for the night. They went to change their clothes. It was Martha's turn to change. She went to the washroom. Suddenly, we heard Martha scream, and we rushed to see what happened. Martha was crying, and she said, I just now saw myself walking across the washroom. We first didn't understand what she said, and we thought she was trying to scare us, but then she showed us a scratch mark on her arm, which was not possible for her to make. We then thought to ask the Ouija board again. I asked, if anybody is there, please tell us. Is anybody there? The board said yes. Selena asked, who are you? The board said D. Jasmine said, D who? The board said death. Martha asked, what do you want from us? The board said blood, your flesh as well. And this was enough for us. We all left everything and ran towards the door. But the door did not open, and we realized that we have been locked in my own house. Some more supernatural things started happening. The lights were flickering, and things were being thrown here and there. We somehow managed to hide in one of the rooms, but to no avail. Lena was dragged violently along the ceiling. I and Martha managed to bring her down. Martha got very angry, and she asked with a loud scream, why don't you leave us alone? To which the Ouija replied, your screams make me powerful. Selena, in frustration, burned the Ouija board with a gas cylinder. The moment the Ouija board was burned, the front door opened with a loud noise, and without wasting any time, we ran out of the house. But the thing that happened after that is the most horrible part of the story. We all got out, but when Martha was about to step out of the door, when Martha was about to step out, the door slammed shut. For a second, everything was dead silent, but after that, we banged the door.
What you doing out here, Jers?
Go away!
What you doing?
I'm reading.
Alright, we're gonna take a nap.
Okay, bye.
What are you doing?
I'm reading!
So what are you saying bye for?
Because I'm live streaming.
Live streaming what? What are you live streaming?
I'm reading. Can you please?
You ain't reading.
Yes, I am.
What are you in here reading?
Okay, I'll read it to you. Stop.
Let me see.
It's mine. I'm reading that.
Reading what?
This.
Who you live streaming?
Can you please leave me alone? Okay.
We talking to nobody, Jers. Do your homework.
I'm not. Sorry. Let me get back. For a second, everything was dead silent, but after that, we banged it out in order to save Martha, and we heard her screams from inside. After some time, our neighbors came, and we managed to break the door. We found Martha lying unconscious on the floor. We took her to the hospital. After that day, Martha never spoke a word again, and she has become a silent insane. Later, we found that the spirit whom we called through the Ouija board was David, who was Selena's half-brother. He died due to an accident. David was never good when he was alive and dead. Martha, till today, is admitted in the insane asylum, and till today we don't know what had happened on that night, but whenever I look at her eyes, I get shivers all around my body, as I feel something horrible had happened, which changed the strong girl into an insane. We too left the house and have shifted to another house. I still feel that why did we do this mistake, because of which our lives changed, but till today I feel a bad presence around me. Okay, so I feel like I should do one more. Okay, I think I'm gonna do another ghost story. So, well, hold on. I don't even know if anyone's watching this. No, no one's watching. Okay. So, I'm going to do, one more ghost story. And remember, if you don't like horror, then you are on the wrong channel, because this is probably my first and last time ever doing this, so here we go. So, this story is called The Scary Room. My dad was dating a woman, let's call her Annie, in Rochester, New York. She lived in an old farmhouse. I don't even know where to begin with this place. Let's bullet point it out. Number one, the basement looked like the basement in Stir of Echoes. Most of it was cement, except for the scary room, which was a mound of dirt and sand. Weird and scary things would result if anything happened in that room, like having to run wires through it. Annie placed a chest-high piece of wood in the doorframe to keep her animals from getting in there. It's worth noting that while her cat would go into the basement, her extremely loyal dog would not be made to go down the steps. That's when you know something's wrong. Anyway, Annie kept her cat's food dish on the top step to the basement. One day she noticed a few pieces of the cat's food laying a couple steps down from the dish. Thinking nothing of it, she let it be. The next day, the food had moved down a step in the exact same pattern. The next day, same thing, again and again. Annie tried not to go down into the basement as a matter of course, but she had to soon, therefore, to do laundry. She saw the cat food in the same pattern in the scary room. Number two, before my dad lived with her, she had a nightly routine. She would get in bed and read, and then would turn on the TV, which was directly across from her bed, and fall asleep. Her dog would lie on the floor beside her. One night, she was reading and her dog jumped up and started barking at the TV. Since her dog was generally hyper, she thought nothing of it. Didn't even look up. But when the barking persisted, she looked at the TV. The TV was off, but there were black and white images on the screen. They kept changing every minute or so, a church, a skull, etc. While she had experienced many scary things in her house, this freaked her out badly. She called my dad, panicking and asking what to do. He said, "Take pictures." She did. I've seen them. That TV was most definitely off, and there was definitely images on it. You could bet that when I stayed in their guest room for a Thanksgiving visit, I made sure that the TV across from the bed was unplugged. Not that it would have made a difference, but it made me feel better. The light stayed on, and the blanket was over my head all night. Number three, Annie had a ghost travel with her to visit my dad one time. While it wasn't a mean-spirited ghost or anything, I still find that unbelievably creepy, so paranormal activity-ish. 4. I asked my dad what the scariest thing was that happened to him while living in the house, and he said that one day he was making a sandwich in the kitchen, which adjoined to the basement stairs, by the way, and felt something hit his back, and then heard it drop to the floor. It was a penny. Weird, he thought. He started walking to the living room, and something hit his back again. Same. Penny. Not cool, ghost. Not cool. Okay. Well, that's all I'm reading. Like and comment down below. Thank you and have a great day.